essential for immune cell function, but tumors steal arginine, weakening immune response. This creates arginine depletion in the tumor microenvironment. Hey, I'm here to help! Sulforaphane from broccoli activates pathways that downregulate ARG1 receptors on tumors, restoring arginine availability for now immune cells can fight back. The battle is turning. Science meets superhero power.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about arginine and why T cells, they need arginine and how the arginine gets depleted in the tumor microenvironment, as well as some different ways of how arginine gets depleted. Now, T cells, they need arginine, and it's crucial for T cell proliferation and function. But unfortunately, the T cells, they can lose the arginine. So the depletion of arginine can lead to less effective immune responses in the tumor microenvironment. Now, unfortunately, something that can actually reduce arginine is brown fat. So brown fat absorbs arginine or consumes the arginine, therefore weakening the immune cells. The the brown fat, it's not totally bad. It does have another benefit, is that brown fat, it can steal or hog up glucose away from tumors, so that tumors, they can't use the glucose as a fuel source, because tumors, they also upregulate GLUT4 and GLUT1, and that's how they hog up glucose through those transporters. So another way tumors, they use glucose as a fuel source is through angiogenesis or the blood vessels. So the tumors, they either grow their own blood vessels or they use the blood vessels that are already existing in the human body so that they can get the glucose, because the plasma glucose could be too high or excessive, like let's say in diabetics. And so basically the blood glucose travels in the blood vessels, and then it actually the tumors, they actually get the or they acquire or obtain the excessive glucose in the bloodstream through or from the blood vessels themselves. So the blood vessels, they either connect to the GLUT4 transporter or the GLUT4 or GLUT1 transporter that the tumors upregulate. They soak up the blood glucose through the blood vessels. That's why angiogenesis is a bad thing in tumors. But brown fat can absorb the excessive glucose in the bloodstream so that the tumors cannot get the glucose. So a good way to support your immune cells during brown fat stealing of arginine, since it is a good idea to have a brown fat to steal or hog glucose away from tumors, but to offset or mitigate the negative effect of the arginine stealing, you can help out your immune cells by upregulating PGC1A by consuming chocolate, because PGC1A creates ATP for a better immune system, because the immune system needs a ton load of ATP to function, and PGC1A is a great way to help out your immune system with chocolate. Okay, another great way to counter or offset the negative effect of brown fat stealing the arginine is by adding in watermelon to the diet, because watermelon has citrulline, and citrulline also leads to the upregulation of arginine, therefore restoring T cell proliferation that was weakened by the brown fat stealing the arginine. So another great effect about watermelon, especially in the tumor microenvironment where T cells are weakened because of arginine being stolen, is that watermelon does not increase TGF beta, because TGF beta drives FOXP3, which is the main regulator of TREGs, or upregulating TREGs. So watermelon doesn't upregulate TREGs, because then the TREGs would further weaken the T cells even more, because TREGs steal IL-2 from T cells. So, because if TREGs were upregulated, the T cells would be weakened by arginine depletion, as well as TREGs weakening T cells. So it's important to reduce the amount of things that are weakening T cells. It's important to compare the fruits, especially when taking with a brown fat, to avoid the number of T cells that would have been reduced. If, let's say, for example, if papaya was taken together with a brown fat, then that would make the T cells even weaker, because a papaya has a beta carotene, which actually increases TREGs. So papaya with brown fat would not be good, because together as a combo, because then the T cells would be reduced too much, because there are two things reducing the T cells, which is brown fat and papaya beta carotene. But instead of papaya, it would be better to trade it for watermelon, because that would allow the use of brown fat, so that the brown fat can steal the glucose from the tumors, making the tumors weaker, and at the same time, watermelon replenishing the T cells with the citrulline, instead of watermelon making the T cells weaker, which is what the papaya would do. Okay, this doesn't mean that a papaya is bad, because papaya, it does have a major immune system benefits. It just depends on the context, different factors, like how a papaya is combined or paired with different fruits, depending on the environment and what's going on in the environment inside the body. So another issue with a brown fat stealing arginine, not that brown fat is bad, is also reduced nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is great for vasodilation. Nitric oxide boosts T cells, and nitric oxide even acts like a cytokine attack against tumors and cancer cells. Okay, so some foods that can also help increase arginine along with the watermelon is pistachios. So pistachios are known to have arginine. Also, for a brown fat upregulation, to steal glucose from tumors, a capsaicin in red chili that can increase brown fat. Also, possibly carnitine supplementation, or carnitine in meats, can also increase a brown fat. So, quick recap. T cells need arginine for replenishment and proliferation. Uh, Brown fat steals arginine from T cells, making them weak. This can be worst combined with the wrong foods. Let's say papaya increases TREGs, therefore there's too many things suppressing T cells at the same time. So better to pair brown fat with watermelon, because watermelon uh, literally feeds T cells with arginine and citrulline, but without increasing TREGs, which is what papaya would do. Tumors, they also can consume glucose from the bloodstream via GLUT4 and GLUT1 transporters, uh, through angiogenesis, through blood vessels, because the blood vessels can transport plasma blood glucose to tumors. But brown fat can steal or hog up glucose away from tumors. So that's it for the video. If you want more future videos, then like, comment, and share. Keep it locked in here on my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.